always saying, it's your boy Music 13 back with another one. Match preview, Manchester City versus Arsenal. This is the big one. Before we get into it, preview notes as I usually do. This is the 33rd match day in the Premier League. Arsenal played 54 games this season in all competitions. Certain teams had 40 games. United. But out of those 54 games, we've won 39, drawn 9, lost 6. If we're looking at the Premier League record alone, though, it's 21 wins, 7 draws, and 4 losses. Currently sitting on 70 points with a plus 38 goal difference, most in the league. On pace for 2.19 points per game, which totals out to 83 points maximum, at the end of the season. Currently 6 points clear at the top of the league. Obviously, Manchester City have a game in hand. Arsenal drew at City 1-1 at the Emirates in the fixture early in the season. Last minute goal from Martinelli. That was the one where Eze played out lovely ball over the top. Arsenal did, however, lose the EFL Cup final 2-0 against Man City at Wembley. This is what you call a classic 6-pointer game. As you know, if Arsenal win this, they pull away further from Man City, and it's looking really impossible for them to win the league after. But if City win this game and Arsenal lose, then City can go level with Arsenal if they win their game in hand, which you would assume they would do so. After this game, there's going to be 5 more games left in the league. But what makes this really big is a win for Arsenal would mean Arsenal need only 3 more wins and 2 draws to win the league out of the last 5 games. So there's a lot of leeway. So it shows you how big this game is, like how massive this game is. And apparently, if Arsenal even draw this game, it means I think Arsenal need 4 wins and 1 draw to win the league. So it just goes to show you how important this game is. Arsenal versus Manchester City, it doesn't get bigger than this. Our previous record against Man City has improved recently. If we're looking at just the Premier League alone, obviously, like I said, they beat us in the Carabao Cup final. But if we're looking at just the Premier League in the last 5 games, I believe we're unbeaten in the Premier League against them, dating back to that 22-23 season where we lost home and away 3-1 and 4-1. So since then, we haven't really lost to them in the league. So at least Arsenal could take a bit of solace from that. But it's not been the best of form lately for Arsenal. Arsenal have been struggling as of recent. We are on terrible form in comparison to Manchester City. I believe in our last 5 games, we've lost 3, won 1, and drawn 1, which is insane. But it's weird because in the Premier League, though, the last 5 games we've won 4 and lost 1. So we still have good recent form in the Premier League. It's just all competitions recently has made it look, it's been bad. But then you look at the likes of Manchester City. I'm going to get that for you real quick. The last 5 games, they've won 3, they've drawn 1, and they've lost 1. So obviously the form is better. The last 3 games, they beat Chelsea 3-0, they beat Liverpool, 4-0, and they beat us 2-0 in the cup final. Prior to that, they lost 2-1 to Real Madrid, and they drew 1-1 to West Ham. So it's a bit shaky for Arsenal, but obviously it's looking better for Man City. It's looking like the momentum is swinging more in their way, but Arsenal needs to pull that momentum back. It's a big game, like I said, 6-pointer. And I think Arsenal needs to go to Man City and just show no fear. Like, if you go to that game with your game plan being, let's park the bus, let's sit deep for 90 minutes, you're going to lose because at some point, Man City are going to come out and win the game. However, if you play like a sensible kind of mix, I'm not saying go all out attack, that's dumb. They'll pick you apart. I'm not saying go all out defensive. Have a good balance. Like, be resolute defensively, but, be able to pick them up on the counter, string your passes, and you have to be clinical. One thing I've noticed about Arsenal in these kind of games, if you date it back to 2 seasons ago in 23-24 season when we drew 0-0 with Man City, a lot of people said Arsenal were very defensive, but that game plan worked to a T, and it's also because Arsenal were not clinical when they had the opportunities. There were opportunities on the counter attack that Arsenal should have done better with, should have taken, but they weren't clinical enough. We're going to get opportunities against Manchester City. They're not suddenly infallible, like you can't go against them, you can't score. You look at last week, for example, Chelsea had opportunities in that first half, but they weren't clinical. They should have taken them. If they took them, it could have been a different game, but you need to be clinical when you're on top, when you're applying pressure against City, because if you don't, and they get their opportunity to start getting to a flow of it, they're going to punish you. And the Carabao Cup final was a good example of that. That first half, I say first 15, 20 minutes, Arsenal were kind of on top, to be honest. It was back and forth, but Arsenal had opportunities, like maybe 1 or 2. That Havertz 1-on-1 should have been a goal. You score that, automatically changes how Man City approach you. They can't just sit back and not press your keeper. They have to go for you, and then you can pick them up apart. So it's going to be very important for Arsenal to score the first goal in this game. If Arsenal score the first goal in this game, it's going to be really, really massive because Man City obviously have to win this game. A draw is not good for them. They can't afford to draw. They have to win this game. So they're going to come out and attack us. And if you score the first goal and you go even just a bit defensively, and then they start going all out attack, you just counter them, and then you can score the second and kill the game off. So Arsenal need to score the first goal, need to be resolute defensively, and yeah, I'm backing the boys to hopefully get a result in the game. Now I'm not just gonna come out and say, oh, we're gonna win the game because based off the form I've seen recently, if we were winning our games recently, I'd have said yeah we'll win this game, even though it'll be close. But based off what I'm seeing so far, I think it's gonna be a draw. I'm not gonna lie. But I think there's gonna be goals in there. I'm gonna go for a 2-2. Manchester City 2, Arsenal 2. There's gonna be goals in this game. It's almost like a Premier League final. There's a Carabao Cup final. It's almost like a Premier League final. Like league games don't have finals, but this is actually like a final. It makes no sense, but it makes sense if you know what I mean. So yeah, Man City 2, Arsenal 2 is gonna be my prediction. I think a draw is gonna help us, but after that you're gonna have to win them in every 5 games. City still have to win all their games as well, so it's far from over. Just need to turn this form around. But yeah, I'm going for a 2-2 draw. And what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. It's been your boy Muzi13. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna see you in the next one. I'm out. Peace.